So hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'll be doing analysis of the gold, that why gold is actually pumping, and let's just dive into it. So gold just did something that the market has never seen before. So on 26th January in my last video, I told you guys that there might be a gap up open towards 5,000, and if not, the market might reverse and give us some kind of a trade. And exactly that happened. The gold actually gap up open like 160 pips, and it straight away hit 5,000 in the markets. So we all know this is not a random spike or this is not a retail hype since last 2025. This move is actually driven by macro fundamentals, geopolitics, central banks, and global fear. So what actually happened? Gold printed a historic all-time high, 5,000, touching nearly 5,104 in intraday. And this is the strongest gold rally we have ever seen in decades. And most importantly, it didn't happen overnight. Gold has been building momentum for months, and now multiple macro forces have been aligned at once, which is really dangerous for gold to pump even more towards 6,000 or 5,400. But these are the predictions by the central banks for now. And we all know that gold actually moves when the fear moves the capital. And right now, markets are dealing with geopolitical tensions, trade and tariffs, political issues, political questions, and all this kind of stuff. And also the questions around global leadership and policy directions. And when investors don't trust governments, currencies, or markets, they always park their money in hard assets like gold. And we all know that gold doesn't default, gold doesn't print, gold doesn't depend on promises like other coins like Bitcoin and all this kind of stuff. So, what is the key line of the gold? Wherever there's a global fear, the gold always gets filled up. And right now, global fear is everywhere. And also, the the indication of gold rising up is also because that the US dollar has getting weakened and real interest rates are falling. And when real yields drop, holding bonds becomes less attractive, as we all know. And since gold doesn't pay interest, it suddenly become more competitive than fixed income assets. And this is one of the most important macro reasons behind this rally. And also, this really is not retail driven. I mean, people might say that, oh my God, gold is doing a lot of good analysis, but we all know that wherever comes goes up always comes down. But for the gold in last weeks, the gold has haven't shown any kind of pull towards down. It's just going up since like 2024. It's just going up. It's just strange, and then it goes up and up and up. And last 2026, it's just been like my miracle. Like it just keep going up. So right now, the central banks are the actually the biggest buyers of gold right now, especially China, India, Turkey, and Poland. And why? To reduce dependence on the US dollar and diversify reserves. And when central banks buy gold, they don't just trade it, they lock supply away. And less supply plus rising demand is always equal to explosive price action. So when central banks actually accumulate gold, it's not speculation, it's a strategy. And also, ETF, institutions, and retail flows are there. So on top of central banks, we are also seeing that massive inflows into gold ETFs, and also institutions relocating from equities and bonds, and retailer investors seeking safety. So this creates a diamond shock across all layers of the market right now. And also, equity markets are really expensive, and bonds markets are really fragile for now. So debt levels globally are rising a lot, and confidence is in traditional assets are weakening. So we all know that this is a simple concept that gold always thrives when stocks look very risky, bonds lose trust, and cashes loses purchasing power. And that's what actually exactly happening in our environment right now in the current situation. And the major institutions have already raised gold forecasts. Like some projections are now are saying that the gold might hit 5,400, and which can happen in maybe a next week. Is like very normal for gold right now. The way that gold is pumping is just like in last week, the gold has pumped like more than like 3,000, and it's just like crazy, right? The gold can actually just hit maybe in this week. We don't know about the gold right now, and even 5,800 and 6,000 is very like it's not even a problem for gold right now, for what I think. So let's be clear that the markets actually never go straight up in a line. So possible risks are that the US might actually bring some kind of a stronger US economic data, which is likely to be happen because of the weather and all this kind of stuff that is actually happening in US right now. And also we can actually see that there might be a short-term profit taking, but it's also not happening right now as we know that there's no pullback towards downside. But if the pullbacks actually happen in the gold, it should be a very normal and healthy, and it actually uh, brings up more higher strong trends. So the final thoughts about the gold is actually that the gold crossing 5,000 is not just a price level, it's just a message from the market that there's a trust, fear, and the future of global finance is just in one hand. And this is not a financial advice from my side, but if you trade or invest and you're ignoring gold right now, then you will be doing the biggest mistake in your whole life, because whoever invested in gold for now are being rich as hell, and you guys are just like waiting for the gold to come down and then only you're gonna buy. Because I know most of the retail traders, but they think that, oh, the gold is gonna sell now, the gold is gonna sell now. There's a lot of liquidity down towards downside, but guys, for the last 1 month, I haven't seen any kind of pullback. I mean, if you call this a pullback, then I think you need to check with your mental, because this is not a pullback. If you see the gold is just keep going up, there's no indications of gold going down for now. So if you found this breakdown useful, like the video, follow for more no noise market analysis, and let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the next move of the gold. And let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think that the gold is heading towards 6,000, or is a major correction is coming? Thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoy the video.